In 2016, Apple deleted the 3.5mm headphone jack, those jerks, but Apple also introduced AirPods, making them rather magnificent jerks. Essentially, EarPods had the cords cut off and the stems and buds crammed full of sensors and custom silicon. They looked goofy, and they certainly cost more than what you typically found in dollar stores. And sure, they took a lot longer than expected to hit the market. But when they finally did, and people got a taste of the freedom that came with no longer having strings to hold them down,
There are no strings on me.
we went from the usual self-proclaimed techsperts poking fun at them to AirPods being heralded as one of the best products to come from Apple or any tech company in years. That was 2016 though. When can we expect the AirPods that come next? I'm Rene Ritchie. Welcome back to Vector. It's so great to see you all again. Let's do this.
Up till now, no one has taken on the challenge to really deliver the audio experience wirelessly between your mobile device and your headphones in a way that takes advantage of the opportunities to do something new and do something great. The AirPods deliver truly an Apple magical experience. When you try it, you're just going to be blown away. And it all started with a brand new chip, the W1, Apple's first wireless chip. And there's so much technology packed into each AirPod. There's the chip, there's dual accelerometers, optical sensors, beamforming microphones, antennas, batteries. It is a technical tour de force in this minute little AirPod.
Back on September 9, 2017, just a year after the introductions of the original AirPods, Steve Troughton-Smith tweeted an image he found in the iOS 11 Gold Master. They looked almost exactly the same except for one small but important detail. The LED status light was on the outside. It didn't make much sense back then, but it would in just a few days. At the September 2017 event, Apple not only announced inductive charging for the then new iPhone 8 and iPhone 10, but also for AirPower. See my previous video, linked in the description below. And
You can place your AirPods with the optional new wireless charging case on it, and it starts to charge as well.
with, wait for it, the LED light moved to the outside. Apple didn't say whether or not new AirPods would come with the new inductive charging case, but did say the case would be available separately. Mac Rumors, citing information reportedly sourced from Apple Switzerland, suggested we'd see the new charging case that December and it would cost $69. December rolled around with no new AirPods in sight. Then Guoming Chi, he of the supply chain exfiltration fame, added rumors of new AirPods, not just a new case. Upgraded AirPods in the second half of 2018. Kuo said one internal change on the second generation AirPods will include a smaller quartz component, but didn't provide any further details about the new outward-facing features or improvements to expect. Mark Gurman, writing for Bloomberg, on February 22, 2018. The model coming as early as this year will let people summon Apple's Siri digital assistant without physically tapping the headphones by saying, "Hey Siri." The function will work similarly to how a user activates Siri on an iPhone or a HomePod speaker, hands-free. The headphones, internally known as B288, will include an upgraded Apple-designed wireless chip for managing Bluetooth connections. A subsequent model for as early as next year is planned to be water-resistant, they added, asking not to be identified discussing private product plans. The idea for the water-resistant model is for the headphones to survive splashes of water and rain, the people said. Gurman in Bloomberg again returned to the AirPods on June 26th. The Cupertino, California-based company is working on new AirPods with noise cancellation and water resistance, the people said. Apple is trying to increase the range that AirPods can work away from the iPhone or iPad, one of the people said. You won't be swimming in them though. The water resistance is mainly to protect against rain and perspiration, the people said. The company has also internally discussed adding biometric sensors to future AirPods, like a heart rate monitor, to expand its health-related hardware offering beyond the Apple Watch, another person said. The current AirPods will be refreshed later this year with a new chip and support for hands-free Siri activation, Bloomberg News reported. Gurman also added rumors of an expanded product line. There are over-ear headphones coming from Apple too. Those will compete with pricey models from Bose Corp and Sennheiser. They will use Apple branding and be higher-end alternative to the company's Beats line. Apple originally intended to introduce the headphones by the end of 2018, but has faced development challenges and is now targeting a launch as early as next year, the people said. By September of 2018, pretty much everyone seemed to expect the long-awaited inductive charging case at the very least, if not updated AirPods as well, to show up at Apple's annual iPhone event. Guomingji via Mac Rumors. Guo still expects Apple's long-awaited air-powered charging mat and new AirPods to be released by the end of the year. Mark Gurman of Bloomberg on Twitter. What to expect on Wednesday: iPhone XS, XS Max, XR, plus new Apple Watch and new AirPods AirPower. But of course, none of that was meant to be. Guomingji on December 2nd via Mac Rumors. To the upgraded model with wireless charging support to benefit shipments to launch in first quarter of 2019. 2. To the all-new design model to boost replacement demand to launch in first quarter of 2020. And again on December 5th, also via Mac Rumors. This is an important device for voice assistant AI services because it can easily enable the voice assistant. 3. The ear is a perfect sensing area for detecting various health data. It may integrate with the Apple Watch to offer better health management in the future. Also on December 5th, My Smart Price, the upcoming wireless earphones have already received Bluetooth SIG certification, confirming that they will support Bluetooth version 5.0. Moreover, they are expected to offer several biometric wellness features as well. It is also expected that the earphones will offer hands-free access to Siri. Beyond the inductive charging case that Apple has already announced and will presumably see sometime in the new year, there are a few features that really stand out when it comes to making AirPods really next generation. Liquid ingress protection, which usually gets simplified to water resistance, but in this case really needs to cover everything from rain to sweat, would not only prevent AirPods from being damaged due to the weather, but due to all the hardcore workouts they often get put through every day as well. More sophisticated controls are also high on many people's must-have lists. Apple has already added different options for the accelerometer tap on existing AirPods, and lets you split the control so tapping one AirPod can do something different than tapping the other. You can't control volume yet though, but if Apple could add a capacitive layer to the circumference similar to what it just added to the Apple Pencil 2 to switch tools, then maybe you could swipe up to increase and swipe down to decrease volume, and it'll be one less reason for you to reach for your watch or your iPhone anymore. The ability to fit more and varied ears has also come up often. Even though Johnny Ive and his team found a way to fit most ears most of the time, that still leaves some people out. And at the scale of Apple products, even a small percentage translates into a lot of individuals. I don't know if Apple could tweak the shape or the material to hit an even wider range of people, or if it could go to or off an in-ear alternative for those who really need it, but something, because AirPods really should be for everyone. The accessibility benefits alone, from guided walking to full-on audio augmented reality, are going to demand it soon anyway, especially if AirPods get into computational 3D audio, so sound can be placed in space, both for mundane things like directions and tours, and spectacular things like gaming and entertainment. Noise cancellation, especially as an option, is important. While you never want to have street traffic blocked so you get hit by a truck when you're jogging, you are often on airplanes where you'd love to drown out the sound of basically everything else. And health sensors, similar or the same to what Apple has been adding to Apple Watch, could really offer enhanced functionality in the short term and maybe complete functionality in the future. And just like my video last week, you never know when proximity with gait detection and other biometric factors could be used for security, both for the AirPods themselves and for all the other Apple devices in your life. And of course, color, especially in the age of iPhone XR, where blue, red, yellow, and coral are the new blacks. Apple seems to think white is iconic when it comes to its audio accessories, going all the way back to the original iPod. But as any watch lover will tell you, we now live in an age of technology as fashion, and white isn't always going to be the best option. Certainly not for everyone, and absolutely not all the time. Maybe higher-end AirPods in silver and space gray, or who knows, rose gold, and new entry-level AirPods in all of the iPhone XR colors. Then of course there's onboard Hey Siri, so you don't even have to tap anymore. Now you do have to be cautious when it comes to tiny batteries and always-on features, but moving the trigger word from the iPhone's A series to the AirPods W series would likely boost performance and convenience enough to warrant it. Over time, maybe the connection to Siri service could also move as well. That way, like Apple Watch, anytime AirPods detect a Wi-Fi network they already know about via the iPhone, they could just connect immediately and send the query instantaneously. Of course, that kind of connectivity also opens AirPods up to on-device Apple Music, podcasts, and audiobook streaming, like Apple Watch. The batteries are profoundly smaller, so the features will likely take commensurately longer. But as much as Apple Watch has been called the next generation iPod, it's really AirPods that'll eventually be the best suited to take over that role. Basically, near-field versions of the far-field HomePods, tiny computational audio buds for your ears. Maximum efficiency for managing those connections is going to require maximum stability and reliability from access points as well, including your home and your office. That's where Eero comes in. Eero is a simple yet sophisticated, elegant yet empowering modern mesh Wi-Fi router that also offers bits far beyond its atoms. I'm talking about Eero Plus, which gives you the ability to block malicious sites and filter out violent, illegal, or adult content, so you can choose what your kids can and can't visit. Also, ad blocking to prevent pop-ups and improve load times, VPN protection from Encrypt.me, password management from 1Password, antivirus from Malwarebytes, and the list goes on and on and on. Seriously, never think about Wi-Fi again. Get $100 off the Eero base unit and 2 beacons package, and 1 year of Eero Plus by going to eero.com/vector and using promo code VECTOR at checkout. Thanks Eero, and thanks to all of you for supporting the show. Apple sold the original AirPods for as close to cost as it could at introduction, giving up on its traditional hefty margins in order to help popularize the technology. What? They were too dumb expensive. I can already imagine a lot of you rage typing into the comments. Well, no, the W1 chip, the sensors, and just getting so much tech into so small a package was what was so freaking expensive. That's why I think a range of AirPods from entry level to higher end will eventually make sense, including features like noise cancellation and the new over-the-ear headphones Apple is also rumored to be working on, and that I'm not quite so sure will be sold at anywhere near cost. But that's the topic for another show. For now, I'd love to know what you think. Hit like, hit subscribe, it really helps out the show, and then hit up the comments below and let me know. And thank you so much for watching.